Today is Thursday, April the 16th, 2026. This is the, oh gosh, what is the 18th class? 19th, I think it's the 19th class? 19th class of Cad For Construction, spring semester at MCC. And we are continuing onward and upwards. That's what we're doing right now. So that is how you'd make it. Now, what happens is when you're done, when you end it, it actually tells you where to go find it. So that's what we have there. Okay, so now that I have this and you guys are all here, let me do attendance, and then we'll get into tonight's lecture and stuff. Okay. Kind of a slim pickings for class tonight. Hi, Kinaya.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Anna. How you doing? If she's here. She was here. Okay. All right. All right.
When my math class started today, there was only 3 of us there.
Really?
Yeah. So
Spring fever. Spring fever. I do understand that. Yeah, my just at school right now, have the students, they can't concentrate. They're just all, you know, way out of line here. All right. Okay. Well, good to have you all here, and hopefully we won't get those crazy thunderstorms that they're talking about. So we'll see what happens there, and we will see what goes on. So good job, everybody, keeping up with this, and you'll be glad you did, because at this point, if you don't keep up, as I mentioned, it usually doesn't end well. So you're doing the right thing, and I've already seen a few students that are kind of scrambling because they've missed a little too much, and some have even dropped out. But that's how that works, and I get it. It's always a commitment. I've actually dropped out of classes, so it's no shame in it. Okay, what we're doing right now is we're going to continue on here. We're going to have at least the class, last week's class, tonight's class, at least probably 2 more after this, I think, for this project. I think that's going to be enough. But I want to show you a few more things tonight. I want to do a little bit of a lecture, then I'll let you guys get to it and continue on here. You guys get the hang of it for sure. Some of the things are just now that we're doing this and has to be exact, we actually have to do this. By the way, the goal of this project, is that that basically you will have an exact copy of the Winthrop project that I gave you. That's the goal. It should be identical as much as possible. And when it's identical, what we'll be able to do then is we'll be able to then, you can know that you nailed it, and that's the biggest thing. The only thing that will be different is the image on the front, which you could change if you want to. Okay, but as far as that goes, the dimensions that you see here, you want to have those same dimensions on your plan. Exactly. So on page A101, you want to have all those elements there. On page A101G, same thing. And I've got it set up pretty well, but you'll have to change some things around, like the crop regions and stuff. A102, we're going to work on that side. And from the basement. And yeah, we're just going to kind of push it forward. Now, a lot of this we've already done, but now again, we're doing this with the thought that we're going to make this exact. And so there's an old saying that I always use with my students that close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And that's what I tell them, because when you're going to be doing something for a customer, you've got to get it right. Otherwise, there's money that someone winds up someone winds up getting hurt, and financially is, the very least of it. So anyway, that's what we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save your work. I'm going to take over your machines, which I know is extremely popular, but I need to do it so you guys can all watch what I'm doing, and we will do that. So let me make sure everyone's here. Hey, Jakai, how you doing? Doing good, doing good. So what I do in my class, actually, my wife, I went in for the open house with my students about a month ago, and when I went there, my wife thought it would be a great idea if I had a candy jar on my desk. So I don't know about you if you've ever had a teacher that puts a candy jar on their desk, but I decided to do it. So I've been having it out there. So we're buying the Easter candies on sale and stuff like that. And I will tell you, my desk has become the most popular location in the class. So I don't bring it here because I guess I fancy that we're all above that, but we're probably not. I'd be hitting the candy jar if my teacher had one right there. But anyway, I had a boss, and what he did is he had a big jar of chocolate kisses. And when you walk into his desk, you try to sneak one, and you say, "Hey," like he just caught you, and you say, "Take two." So you always had to take two when you did that. Anyway, I'm going to take over your machines. So I'm giving you 30 seconds. Of course, whatever you have will just be suspended. I'll give you 30 seconds and we'll take it from there. So counting down, and we will take it, and I will show you the next bit here. You guys are doing really, really well with this. And you're off to a good start. I just want to make sure that we continue on that and that we build on a good foundation. So everything's there. But by the way, do not proceed to the second floor or the basement until you know you got the dimensions right for the first floor, just because everything goes easier if you do that. If you're like a few inches off or something, it can get really messy. You can always fix it, but why do it if you don't have to? Okay, I'm taking over your machines. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, can you all see my machine? Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. I'm just going to go ahead and I'll try not to put you to sleep. But what we have going on right here is what the final looks like. So what we learned so far, we left it off roughly about like this last week, okay? Roughly like this. So it looks like this. And when you've got this right here, I put in both these things. And we have that. I had misspoke last week. I said that you needed to bring this wall right here down, but you don't have to because the basement's actually going to cover up that gap. So we have all that going on. Now, taking a look at this, I've got my garage door here. This one, when you put this in, you're going to notice that what I've got here is I actually gave it a sill height of -1 foot. That's just the way that has to be, -1 foot, because if you don't do that, and if I just leave it at 0, it looks like it looks like that, okay, which is very, very goofy. So we don't want that. So -1 foot we want for that, and that sits there. Okay, so now moving on, we learned last week how to put in the doors and the windows, how to begin to put the walls in. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to now, a few different things we could do here. I could go to the second floor, which would be pretty easy, or I could go to the basement. Usually at this point, I go to the second floor, so I'm just going to continue with that, just to show you that. So now I've got level 1 here, and it looks like this, and I've got it pretty much in place, and I think I've got everything in there. The only thing that's missing in here are my plumbing elements. So if I go over here, I can grab those over here under plumbing. I think they're just under plumbing, and I've got a lavatory right here, so go ahead and grab this, and I'll bring this on in here. And this actually is a sink, and this goes right there. This one goes on the first floor, and this one over here, this is the toilet. So we'll grab this and bring this over here, and that goes something like this, okay, and that goes right in there, something like that, okay. So we'll get that in there. I think those two fit just like that. Okay, so that is how those go. So those elements go in there as we see there. Let me take a look at my final and verify. Yeah, that's it. That's how they go. All right, so we got that right there. So that is how this works. Okay, then you want to make sure you put all your dimensions in, make sure they're right. Make sure you're measuring to the outside surface. So it's actually measuring out to the corner of the brick. Okay, so now to go to the second floor, this is what you do. We go first of all over here to level 2. We go to level 2, so we have that. So here's level 2, and I don't see anything. Now, the reason I don't see anything is because I have not told Revit that I want to see something underneath. So to do that, you always go over here, and you can put in what's called an underlay. So the underlay is right here, and this is where you can basically look at the first floor. So I'm going to go here and say, what do you want to look at? Level 1. I hit apply, and there it is. So that's all you have to do. Now that's there. So I'm going to click on this and open it up. That's my crop region right there. So I'm taking a look at this. Now, what do I need to do? Well, I need to put the second floor in place. And the second floor, here's the nice, I made this really simple for you guys so that it wouldn't be complicated. The exterior walls on the first floor and the exterior walls on the second floor and the basement are all the same thickness. It makes life really, really easy. So we've got that going on here. So this is what we're going to do here on the second floor. Now, as we talked about, when I built this house, I had to use brick up to the belt line. And then after that, we use siding. So what you would do is you would go up here to wall. And then what we'll do is we'll change this to be a sided exterior wall. Right here, sided exterior wall. So now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pick this point here. And you'll notice that it's going right to the outside. Okay, just as exactly what you want. And you go starting at the lower left corner is usually best because of the way the actual materials are oriented. That's usually the best way to go. And I'm going to go down to here, and I'll just go ahead and close it out like that. And that should look about right. Let's find out if it does. So I'll go over here to 3D and look at that. It does look right. So that is how it should look. Notice that you don't have any overhang. Basically, it just sits just like that. So it's got a nice, clean seam just like that. That's what it should look like. So that is how you'd put that on. Very, very straightforward. It looks like that. Now, once you've got those in place, it's lather, rinse, and repeat for the other thing. So what I would do then is I'd go ahead and I'd take a look. I have these windows now. Now, this window right here is actually 36 by 60. Double hung with trim, 36 by 60. So if I were to begin to place these in here, I'm still looking at the lower, but that's okay. So I'll go to window, and I'll go 36 by 60, clicking here. And double hung with trim, 36 by 60. And I'm going to place it right over this door right here. And I want to get it to be 7'6". I'll go ahead and we'll put it right. It's at 7'6", is it? Right there, something like this. I think so. So we'll just go right to there. We'll just drop it right there. So I've got that in place. Now at that point, if I take a look at my dimensions on my second floor, I believe they're 7'6", so I just have to make sure that they wind up there. So I'm just looking at my plan. Yeah, 7'6". So that being the case, this is not placed perfectly. So I'm going to go click on this, and then what I need to do is place it right to there, and then I'm going to make this say 7'6". So 7, 6, and we do that, and it shuffles over just a hair. And then the tag for this is 3, and so we are good to go. Now, once you have something like that, if you click on it, here's one of the great things about Revit. If I like that, I can just click on this, it'll give me this dimension, but it gives me this dimension too, so I may or may not want that. So if I don't want it that way, I can just get rid of it, and I can just use this. This is my align dimension. By the way, if your walls are too thick, remember this tool. This up here is your thin walls tool, thin lines. So, okay, so we're going to go here, and I'm going to go right from the outside corner to the center of the wall, the wall, and we'll go ahead and the window, and we'll go like that, and then this just gets moved out of the way because it should go like that. So that's 7'6". So we've got that, and then I would repeat it over on the other side. So the window goes here, and I'm going to go ahead and take it and place it just right around there, and same thing. So I go ahead and click on this, and make sure it's going to the outside, and then I'll go ahead and make it say 7'6", like that. And we are good to go. And I could go ahead and do this here like that. And click. Now I could do this, couldn't I? Yeah, do that. And then I can move this to the side. And we are good to go. So that's pretty straightforward. And we have all that there. Let me move this up like like that. All right, so you keep them all in a row. They want to be in a row. All right, so I got that. And then if I take a look at it in 3D, then we have this kind of a thing. So that's what that looks like. Now, moving on from there, the exterior, the back windows are the same. And then what you would do is you would then, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off entirely. So I'm going to go ahead and go here. I don't need this anymore. I'll go to none. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to put in the walls. Now, the walls here, if I go over to my completed version, if I go to level 2 looks like this. And I've got these different walls. And this is, again, lather, rinse, and repeat like we've done before. If I click on this, this is actually, it tells me what the distance is. This is 9 foot 10 and 3/4 inside to inside, 9 foot 10 and 3/4. So I just run a wall right along there. And so I'll go like this, I'll go to wall. Now I have to change my wall type because it's still the basic side exterior, and I want the interior wall, 14.5. So I'm going to go here. I'll just go ahead and click there and pull it over like this. And then at that point, I'll click on this and find out what that is. And that's supposed to be 9 foot 10 and 3/4. So I just type in 9 space 10 0.75. It's usually easier to work with decimals. So you just do that and it's in place. You click on that and boom, done. You're good to go there. So I got that 9 foot 10 and 3/4, and that's exactly where it should be. And then I've got another one here, which is 14, 7 1/4 from the bottom. I'll show you what I mean. So this wall right here, this one is 14 feet 7 1/4 from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in. So I do the same thing, wall, and I'm just going to kind of guesstimate like this. And then once I have that, I'll click on this, and that's got to be 14 feet 7 1/4. So 14, 7, 0.25, and I have that, and I click on this, and we are now in good shape. And then these would be adjusted so that they're in line with each other, and they try to be in line with each other. So we got those, and that is how this works. So then when you got that, you got these in place, then you put in the rest of them, the remainder. So that's how you put those in there. So now that I've got the first floor and the second floor, I've got the basic idea. I'm going to just let's see here. I'm going to show you just one more thing, and I'm going to take a look at this in 3D just so you can see it. So there's the 3D version. It's looking pretty good. So we got that going on. So now we're going to put in because the walls will go pretty quickly. Actually, I think the windows and the walls will go pretty quickly. So I want to show you how to put in the basement. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to the basement plan. Now, the basement plan, this is what it looks like. The basement plan looks like this. It's a basic wall, generic 6.5 inch wall is what you have. And it's starting from the basement level and going up. And then it just goes around the perimeter. It's pretty easy peasy. Then it's got a floor. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. So to do this, I go back over to here, and I'm going to go to my basement plan. And now when I go to the basement plan here, I can't see anything. So what do? I get an underlay. So I go to here, and I tell it to look at the first floor again. And now I'm seeing the floor above. So now to put this in, I'm going from the basement right here. So I'm going to go from wall over here, and I'm going to change this to my generic 6.5 inches, I think is what I'm going to use. Yep, 6.5. And then I'm just going to go right around the exterior here. And I'm just going to go and click to the outside, go right around. And I deliberately made this I just made it a square just to make it really easy. All right. Now, let's take a look and see if it did what it's supposed to do. And boom, there it is. See that right there? And that actually covered up that little problem in the garage, okay? So all this is how it goes together, all right? Now that we have that, I can put in the floor of the basement, which I will do, and then we'll move on from there. So go to the basement again. I'll put in the floor. So to put in the floor, I'll choose the floor, and the floor that I want to use is going to be generic 12 inches. And so for this one, you want to go use your rectangle and go from the outside corner to the outside corner, just like so. Click the green check mark, and then we take a look at it in 3D yet again, and it looks like that. That's exactly what that should look like, okay? Now that is perfect for building, okay? So you have that in place. So that is how you make that work. So again, notice that all of these line up perfectly around the exterior. I just did that on purpose to make it real simple. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to let you guys work, is going to be the stairs. Because the stairs for this one are a little bit, they're not hard. They just have one little detail you got to be aware of. So let me show you that. So going over to here, let me show you what they look like. So over here, this is what they look like when they're done. We have a little we have a little situation here where you actually have a landing. So you have 2 steps and then a landing, and then it goes up. So that's what that's got to look like. And the landing is 3 feet. It's essentially 3 feet by 3 feet. Also, you'll notice that around the perimeter, you've got what we would call the support. Okay, if I were to go ahead and go into here, that's the port or the stringer. This part, the edge I'm touching right here, that's the outside supports. Okay, so that's what that is. Shaft opening here is the same location. So to show you how those work, I'm going to go back to here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I'll go ahead and put in the stairs. Now, I'm going to leave this underlay on for right now, but I'm going to go to stairs and I'm going to use the default. There's only one stair in here. It's called Winthrop Stairs, so you can't miss it. This is going from basement to level 1, and that's all we want. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to start right around here. I'm going to go 1, 2, like that. And after you get your 2 stairs, you click. Now, this is where you have to then, at this point, you have to then make sure you click in the right location. So now what I'm going to do is the way you define the stairs is I defined it so it's actually touching the left corner. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click right here, and I clicked in the wrong place because that's actually not what I want to do. I actually need to click along the wall. So that's just what you got to be aware of. So if I go over here and click right here, let me kind of get this right here. I click there. Now look at that. See, it's just hugging the wall. And the reason why is this is run left. See that? Run left. So it's actually hugging the wall on the left. So I go ahead and do that. I drop it in there, and that's what it should look like. And I hit the green check mark, and boom, they go. And let's see here. So it doesn't like something, so I'll figure out what that is. So I'll go ahead and click on this. Basement to level 1. That should have worked. I'll figure it out. Now, if it is actually, now at this point right now, I've got them in place, and as I have those in place, I would actually want to maybe do a little bit of work on them. But what I'm going to do is I'm just use my arrow keys, just move them away, because I want to have that whole support right along the wall, just moving it. So just using my arrow keys, and now those are now those look pretty good. Okay, so we're in good shape here. Now, do they really look good? Let's find out. Well, we've learned before how to take another look at these. If I go to my 3D view, and if I go ahead and put in my my section box, I go to section box right here. I can click on this, and I can go ahead and shove this down a little bit to see what's going on. And let's see how my stairs look. So let's see what we got going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, and there we have it. Now, how does that look? Looks pretty good. Yeah, look, yeah, there, that looks good. Then I'm going to get rid of, I don't like the railings, so I'm just going to get rid of them. But you see how that's kind of hugged in right there? That is what it's supposed to look like. So you got boom, boom, you got that right there, and that is how the stairs work. And then the stairs go up, and I can actually push this back a little further to see what's going on, which I will do. I'll push this in a little further, and okay, a little bit further. Okay, too far. All right. Yeah, okay, so there we go. All right, so you can see the stairs poking up right into the floor, right there. And that's what they're supposed to do. So they go ahead and they poke up right there, and we are good to go. I think we're in good shape right there. So that is how they would work. Now, what we talked about before is how to get the stairs to go from the second floor to the first floor. So first of all, you don't do this in a section box. You go ahead and get out of here. So I'm going to get out of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to level 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a, I'm going to make a section. Okay, make a section to see these. So to make a section is right here. We talked about this. Whenever you're making the stairs, you always want to make a section. So I'm going to make one right now. I'm going to go ahead and click it here. Yeah, I'm going to go right down like that. And it's going to say you can't see it. Yes, I know. So we go down here to the light bulb, and we say, yes, I want to see this. So I'll go ahead and click on this. And there's a few others that are in here right now, but I'll just go ahead and I'm going to unhide that category, and then I'll go ahead and do this. Now, once I've done that, I can just simply double click on this right here, and it shows me the stairs. There's the stairs. Now that we have that, and again, this has to be done in a section, not a 3D view, not in a live section. So now we talked about this. If I click on this right here, what do I want to do? Well, I want those to actually go up to the second floor. So before I do that, I'm going to put my floor in just to make it real easy. So I go here and I'm going to put my floor in. So the floor for the second floor, it's going to be a wood floor, little floor, and I'm going to go over here to the wood floor. And so all this is, we've done all this before, lather, rinse, and repeat. So I'm just going to go around the interior here and make that happen. and I'll just touch that, and we'll hit the green check mark, and I will go ahead and attach. Yes, would you like walls that go up to this floor or top sides level and attach to its bottom? I'm going to say don't attach right now. I'm just going to say that. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. And if I were to go to my 3D view, which I'm going to do, it then looks like this. So there it is. Now see these right here? See these walls right here? They are actually, I got to actually take those walls and make them go down a little bit further. That's part of this whole job. So let me go here. If I go ahead and select that, well, I could, yeah, so they're basically what I want them to do is if I take this and say the unconnected height, I'm just going to say here up to level 2. And when I did that, it left it there. So I'm going to go ahead and make this unconnected. And I can make it 8 feet. So I'll make it 8 feet, and we'll do that. And when I make it 8 feet, it disappears. So these walls, when we're doing this right here, you just want to check this and make sure they're not showing up. And you want to make them 8 feet tall, just like I'm doing there. And that will actually let you go ahead and do this and simply make them so they don't poke through. So always check this out before you go any further. Make sure you got that. And I got one more here, and here. I'll grab those two. Control, like that. And it looks like they're underneath, okay? Or are they? All right, make it 8 feet. Yep. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. All right, I'm almost done. I know this is a lot. We've become very, very aware of talking for too long. I'm trying not to do that to you guys, but I just want to give you enough so that, I know you're going to have all the same questions, so I want you to hear them. So now that we've got that, I'm going to go back to my section 1, and what I'm going to do, now that I have my floor in place right there, if I do this and I make it realistic, and I'm taking a look at this, I can click on this, and then remember, whenever you work with Revit, when you click on something, you can then click on something, it gives you options. I'm going to go to select levels. So go to select levels, I go to level 2, I click there, I hit the green check mark, and there's your stairs. So now we have the stairs going up from one level to the other. And the last thing you would do is make your shaft, which we've talked about a few times. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you that just so that we have it. And this will be on the video now, so it'll be there for that. So I've got this right here, and what I want to do is I want to put in the shaft. So the shaft for this one, just going to go like this. I'm going to go to shafts right over here. So go to shaft. And the shaft I want it to go, I'm going to change it from -1 foot and make it 0. And I'm going to go basement up to level 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make a rectangle by clicking right here. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a point here. And I'm going to pick a point roughly right around there and hit the green check mark. And then when I do that, when I take a look at my 3D view right here, it shows me there's my stairs poking through on both floors. All right, so that is what we have there. And these walls are going to be pulled back, but that's how that looks. All right, so those are the basics. So that is how you'd put the second floor on, make the exterior walls, and then put in the windows, also make the interior walls. After that, you're going to use your construction documents to do this whole thing. And then you're going to put in the basement, and you're going to put in your floors, you're going to put in the stairs, and once you put the stairs in, you're going to make a section so you can see them, and then you go ahead and just able to go ahead and use the section to go from one floor to the next. So I'm going to stop there, park, and let you guys begin to work on. Before I let this go, any questions at all? Okay, I'll let you guys get your machines back, and thank you for listening. I know this is probably a bit frustrating, but now on your mark, get set, go. And keep on going. No? I did, didn't I? Okay, so let me stop drawing it. You're right, I did. I'm going to try it again. Try this, and I did this. Oh, stop showing. Okay. Okay, good to go now. All right, good. And you guys, I'll go ahead and give you guys lights back. So you guys can work on that. I'll dim those out. All right, have at it. And please direct any questions to me. And you guys doing great. Yeah. I did not. Let me do that. Let me go ahead and post it right now. I'll see if I can't do that right now because I did have that from last week. All right, so let me do that. And I'll see if I can't make that happen. See if I can get that information. I might not be able to. The thing is, sometimes I have passwords and stuff that are at home. We'll see if we can't do it. Okay, it's gonna take a few minutes to load up. Okay, should be ready a couple minutes there. Amadou. All right. Yep, so that should be done soon. Question?
Yeah, I'm trying to change the number and the measurement, and it pops up a box.
Okay, let's take a look. Yep, that means the permanent dimension. So go ahead and close out of there. And then what is it that you want to change?
This one.
Okay, you want to change that. Okay, click on the actual wall. Okay, and now you've got one right there. You've got actually the distance right there. So that's actually going, okay, you want to do the 9, I'm assuming you want to do the 9 foot and some change wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, what you got to do is this. Let me show you what you do. So yeah, this is where it can get a little bit, it's been improved the last couple of years, but it could still be a little tricky. So going over to here, if I've got like, let's say if I pick this wall. All right, so I got this wall right here, and then see that's blue now. So now at this point, I want to go from 9 feet, but if you click on the wall, it's going to give you that choice. So 9 feet, 11.5, like that. Okay, so that's there. Okay, now the only thing is, if what's that now?
Now my other wall's up.
Yep, that's where. Okay, and then when you get into that, so let's move it back to where it was. Okay, so then, yeah, let's try. Let's move this over here, and then do this. Okay, sometimes if you grab the other wall in question, that can make it a little bit easier. So we'll go here, 9 foot, 11.5. See if it likes this. 9 feet, 11.5. There we go. Showed it down that way. Does that help?
So it's gotta be blue.
It's got to be blue. If it's black, it's a permanent dimension, which is going to be the final thing for displaying it. But blue means you can edit it. So yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. Good. I'll let you get back to that.
Mr. Brennan,
Yeah.
my stairs are like too tall going to the second floor. It's like I need one less step.
Let me take a look. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Do a little inspection here. So let me take a look. And you start them from the basement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just see what we got here. Okay. Let's get into this. Let's go to section. All right. So let's. Well, that looks about right.
It wasn't doing it to the first floor though. Like the first floor was fine, just the second floor.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here's why. Your floor here got put in 1 foot lower than it should. That's all. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, this template has a little thing in it. Okay, we should be able to do it now. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and now we got this. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll connect the level over to here. green check mark. Yeah, there you go. Now, why is this not showing up right here? Oh, it's because it's behind something. Okay. Yeah, let me just hide this. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're in business now. Except then this needs to go up. This wall.
Yeah, I think all the walls have to go up.
Yeah, this wall needs to go up to the top constraint. We'll make it. Let's make it 8. All right, there it is. Looks like I think 8'1" is what it might need to be. 8. Yeah. All right. Go a little further. All right. So let me get the dimension here. We'll see what that is. So it's going to have a little bit of 8'1¼ Okay. So that's what it's got to be. So we'll grab this wall and make it 8'1¼ 8'1.25. Boom. And there we have it. You're in business. Okay. Does that help?
Yep. That's
All
all I
right.
need. Thanks.
All right. Very good. There you go. Yeah, that video is ready to go now, Amadou.
Yeah,
All right, very good. Yeah, and I apologize I didn't get that to you guys earlier. I should have done that. So that's totally on me. So, Hmm.
Mr. Brennan,
Yeah.
there's a hole in my app.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here. Um, looks like okay. Looks like when you put in the yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do, oh, that's your ceiling right there. Okay. All right. Uh, hmm. Okay. The Okay, I think that was your floor, right? Okay. Hmm. So there's that. Hmm. Okay. Okay, looks like you didn't put a floor in. I think that was just your you put a ceiling in on your first floor, and that's what was appearing to be your floor. So go to floor, architectural, and that 0. We'll make that here. So what we'll do is we'll go to the inside, all the way around. All right, and there it is. Okay, does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, looking good though. Yep, a lot of times you can it's a bit of a challenge to get all the heights of the drywall and things like that to go where they're supposed to go. Okay.
What's that?
You gotta look for. Yeah. You know why, second floor walls are quarter way up?
We'll take a look. A quarter of the way up. Well, that's not good. Must be a wall height issue. Let's find out what it is. Okay, are we talking these? Okay, we're talking. Okay, those are the tops of the walls from the first floor. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, when I went to second floor, or yeah, second floor, put in the walls, this is what the white wasn't there before.
Okay. Let me take a look. Let's find out. Okay. Huh. Hmm. I don't know. Let's see what we got going on here. Hmm. Well, let's see what's going on. Well, that's a strange one. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, okay. I think I know what it is. Yeah. All right. There you go. Okay, just didn't have the open. All set?
Yep.
Okay, that's all. Yeah.
So I'm putting in measures, but the numbers are too small.
Take a look. Okay. What's the issue?
Those numbers are too small. Like you can see on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'll have to come back and listen. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yes, okay. So, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Let me, yeah. Yep, that's a scale thing. Let me get that for you. Okay, that's 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. So is yours. Okay.
Yeah, I hear the big. The shower. Everything else. I'll just put it in.
3/30 seconds. No, I think those are the right size. Let's see here. Let's verify mine are. No, that's the correct dimension style, so that is correct. So yeah, you've got everything right. So it looks it could just look a little small on your screen because of the way you've got it positioned right here, but those look fine to me. All right, so yeah, they do. So yeah, yeah, if you were to zoom in and take a look at them both side by side where you're zoomed in all the way, I think you'll see that the numbers are legible. Just go ahead and zoom in right there in that screen and rev it. Just go ahead and roll your wheel forward. So, okay, you can't because I got it. Okay, so I do this. Okay, so I do this and zoom out to there. You see how they're equal? Yeah, so that's it. So you're good. You're good. Mm-hmm. All right.
just put it with that one. Whatever.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we're a little past 6:30 right now. And so start to kind of like wrap up what you got right there. Just make sure you get a good stopping place. So that's all we're going to do tonight. We got, I think we're going to have at least two more classes to work on this. So feel free to save it and wrap it up when you get to a good stopping spot. And so just want to give you a little heads up because a lot of times when I'm teaching, a lot of students kind of like get, they get kind of in a zone. Trying to make you aware of the time. So I just want to give you a heads up about that. Okay. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Yep.